If you have the habit of quoting this saying, all fingers are not equal, stop. Stop saying it. You will not like the story of what happened to Zulike, the man who originated the saying. Here is the story of the tragic end of the inventor of the quote, all fingers are not equal. Welcome to Ideka Stories, our teachable stories TV, the best channel for storytelling in English with moral lessons, African folktales and folklores. Once upon a time, in a small African village, there lived a man named Zulike. Now, Zulike was a peculiar man and he was known by a peculiar name, All Fingers. And if you called him All Fingers, he would answer right back, cannot be equal. That was his favorite saying, his motto for life, all fingers are not equal. But how did Zulike get this strange nickname? And how did it lead to his end, his tragic end? Let me now tell you here. Now here is Zulike, a tiny man with a lazy smile, loafing around the village while other men work hard in the fields. Zulike was known for his laziness, while the other men of the village worked hard to plant and harvest crops. Zulike did the bare minimum. When the village elders asked him why he wouldn't work like everyone else, he do shrug and say, all fingers are not equal. He used this phrase for everything. It was his excuse, his shield, his magic spell to escape responsibility. Look at the village elders with Zulike, who was running away from task. Village elder 1. Zulike, everyone in the village contribute to king's crops. We've brought in basket of yams and cassava. Where is your contribution? Zulike now smiling and holding up a single small yam. Our fingers are not equal, elder. This is all I can give. The elders exchanged disappointed looks. Of course, the village elders were frustrated, but Zulike wouldn't budge. He used this phrase for everything. When his children begged him to pay for their school fees, he do wave them off, saying all fingers are not equal. Not everyone needs an education. And when his wife Amara cooked meals that barely fill a plate, he do laugh and say, why complain? All fingers are not equal. Then one night, robbers came to the village. They stormed every home, taking whatever they could find. They left no house unturned, including Zulike's. But when they go to his house, they found nothing. These are the robbers looking around Zulike's house with disappointed look, checking empty yam barns, a barren chicken pen, and a half-empty soup pot. They have ransacked his whole house. They ran his yam barn and saw nothing. His chicken pen, nothing. His goat barn, nothing. Even his soup, the soup in his plate was nothing to write home about. His wife's bag of clothes was a mess of a size too. So angrily, they jacked Zulike off from where he was lying at their command. They asked him why was his house different. Even the blind and the cripple had things they stole from their houses. Robber number 1, looking around frustrated. Hey, you there. Where is the food? Where is the money? Even the blind beggar had more than this. The robber 2 pulled Zulike off from the floor, anger in his eyes. Why is your house empty? What kind of man has nothing at all? Then Zulike frightening and stammering. Please, don't hurt me, don't hurt me. All fingers are not equal. The robbers glanced at each other, surprised by his response. They laughed, amused, and decided to leave him unharmed. In fact, feeling generous, they tossed him a few yams from their loot before disappearing into the night. The robbers were oddly moved by his words and left him unharmed, even giving him share of what they stole from the other villagers. Zulike was thrilled. He thought his saying was a sham that could protect him from anything. And from that day, he did even less than before. But laziness always catches up with a person, and Zulike was no exception. One day, he decided to travel to a neighboring village. As he sat on the bus, watching the world go by, the bus came to a sudden stop. Armed robbers had blocked the road. The robbers yelling, yeah, yeah, everyone, everyone, empty your pockets, your money, drop your phone, drop everything. You move, I shoot. You move, I shoot. I don't want any excuses. The passengers hurriedly hand over their money, jewelries, and other valuables. But when the robber leader gets to Zulike, he finds nothing. Then the armed robber gang, scowling, hey you, what do you have for me? Zulike, smiling confidently, said, sir, our fingers are not equal. The robber leader stared at him, anger flashing in his eyes. He recognizes him. And the robber, grinning wickedly, oh, it is you, the man with the famous saying, let's see those fingers. Then show me. Zulike, thinking he could sham his way out as usual, held out his hands proudly. But this time, his sham did not work. Let me see your fingers. The leader of the gang came forward and told Zulike. Zulike foolishly brought out his 10 fingers and showed them. He was asked to place the fingers on the ground, and he did. The robber leader, raising a sharp axe, and with a swift movement, he shot down on Zulike's fingers. Then the sound of Zulike's shout and scream echoing in the background. Now all his fingers have become equal. The armed robbers fled into the bush. The gory sight made every passenger to run away, leaving Zulike alone on the lonely path. Here is Zulike lying alone on the road, his body weak from the pain and blood loss. A passerby eventually found him, but by the time he carried him back to the village, he's already gone. I mean, before Zulike's people came to find him, he was already dead. He was carried home and buried. This time he had equal fingers. He went to the grave with equal fingers. Zulike's life had ended on the lonely road. And though he took many things to the grave, his laziness, his pride, his excuses, one thing was left: his strange philosophy. All fingers are not equal. A saying that will live on, but as a reminder to others of the dangers of idleness and lack of responsibility. Zulike thought he could live up his words, but in the end, those words brought him to the end. Village elder one discussing beside the path where the burial was held. Then the village elder two responded, no, whenever I hear our fingers are not equal, I will think about Paul Zulike, and remember, we must each do our part. And so the villagers carried on, sharing Zulike's story with each new generation, teaching them not to use excuses for laziness, not to avoid responsibility. For in the end, while all fingers are indeed not equal, each one has its purpose and its strength. Listen attentively, dear viewers. All fingers are not equal in a real sense, but each one plays a role. Don't let excuses limit your potential. Thank you for watching. Share and bye.